Hello, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Today we will be looking at the July 2021 bullet journal spread. I've been using this bullet journal for close to, of course, 6 months plus. And we're just going to start off by binding the left side of the book by using a binder clip. I just like doing this because I just get more comfort to work on the right side of the page then. This month's theme is something, before I get to that, there's this Pentonic pen that I'll be using, and I totally recommend this instead of a sketch pen. You'll of course need a pencil, you'll need an eraser. I've already done the basic part of it with a ruler and a pencil, and I'm just going to work around from the top part of it. And going forward, of course, I am going to increase the speed at which the video plays, because otherwise the video will get a little too long. So I'm just going to work on this brick sort of a design, and I like using a ruler for this design because it just gives you a more realistic feel as against just using the dots to work on it. So yeah, and here I'm just using the pen and the ruler to mark out everything that I've already drawn with the help of a pencil. And fast forward to the entire look, what it looks like. I'm going to be using Faber-Castell connector pens for this, and the theme that I've chosen is something on the lines of Aqua, because it's a mix of blues, light and dark blues, and some greens as well. And I'm just going to start by filling out each of these bricks. Now, of course, the process is quite time consuming, but nonetheless, the look at the end of it is totally worth it. So now that I've used the light blue, I will go in with the dark blue to fill in the grids in between. And I'm going to do the same thing all over the page. And yeah, that's the first line that's done, and then I start off with the next one. And these are 4 different colors that I've used. You guys can go ahead and do this pattern with any other color as well. Fast forward to the part where I'm taking it at the top. Now, one of the good things that I like about these connector pens is that they do not have a very smooth finish, and that I think is something that adds to the whole brick feel of the page or the spread. And on the left side, as you can see, it's blank right now. I normally use that as a brain dump sort of a page where I'll just put in all of those points that I cannot include anywhere else in the page. Next up, I'm going to use my Art Gel brush pens, and whatever supplies I've used in this video, I'll be linking them in the comment section or the description section, and you guys can just look at it from that point, and it gives you an easy access to buy it from Amazon. I love these brush pens, and they're extremely smooth to work around with. And I've used a brown color. You can use a black also. Moving on to the next spread, that is my month at a glance. Now, one thing to note here is that it bled a little on the next page, but that's also because the entire page was filled up for this. And if in case you have a very minor design or something like that, this journal works well. The pages are not that thin and it doesn't bleed normally. But this design was such that it happened. So anyway, this is where I'm doing my monthly spread. I don't normally have this spread every month, but I know for a fact that July would be a productive one, and hence I wanted to include it. The remaining space on the page is again filled up with the brick pattern because I need that theme to be there across all the pages. So yeah, and I'm gonna go in and fill up all of those the same way that I did the previous page as well. And I think once you fill up the page with this pattern, the bleed is not that visible on the next page. And of course, I'm going to fast forward it a little because it does become a little time consuming. This was also, in fact, the time when I lost my phone battery. It died and I had to restart the entire video. But yeah, so this is where I cover up the entire thing and it looks something like this. I will then go ahead and just line up any areas that I've missed so far with my Pentonic pen. I'll start by writing the days and I just use a pen for this because I like to have my bullet journal spreads very simple and to the point. I don't like to go overboard. Then I'll make use of the light blue color and just make a square at the top right. This is where I'll number the days. Okay. So I'm doing that. Then I will go ahead and use my pen to just write the numbers quickly. Be a little careful here, guys, because if you do not have a calendar in front of you, you might mess up. So I normally like to go ahead with the pencil first and then go on top of it with the black pen. And same as the first page, I'll just write July on the top. I've used the same font style, the same coloring. That's it. Moving on to the next spread, which is my finances. Now, I do not have a mood tracker or a habit tracker page in my bullet journal spread. And that's just because I've been using those spreads for 2 to 3 months now and I haven't really been able to track things and it just doesn't work for me. So I instead use a finances page. Now, this is what I'm working on right now. I divide my money part into 3 main areas, that is food, shopping, others, and the total. Now I'm just writing the dates 1 to 31, that's the number of days in July, and on top I'll just use a fancy writing to write finances. And of course the top and the bottom again has a brick pattern which I'll color up. The next page is one of my favorites where I keep a goal for 5 goals in fact for the month, and I have this same pattern across my months and where I will just write the top 4 or 5 priorities that I need to accomplish in this particular month. And at the end of the month, I'll also have a flip through of this journal where I will talk to you guys about what my goals have been, whether I've been able to achieve them, etc. One of the major things that I plan on doing always is to keep the goals very realistic. Otherwise, it can get a little demotivating. So yeah, the rest of the page again has the brick pattern, and again on the top I'll be writing goals in a fancy writing, right? And then the last part is of individual days where I like to do or write to note down my to-do lists. And this is a very simple spread which I have which is same across all the months in my bullet journal because this has just worked well for me. Initially when I started off, I used to experiment with different spreads for daily basis, but this one worked out really well for me. Ensure that if you're using a pen like me, you are cleaning your ruler. I'm just doing that on my hand, but it just helps with any sort of smudging. So what I'm going to do is I'm just placing all of the 4 colors together and I'm going to be alternating between these 4 colors. And after I'm done with that, I'll just use my pen to number the dates and then I'll go ahead and add in the days. So yeah, that's what I've done for the first part of it, and then I'll do it for the rest as well. I think this is a very clear, simple layout and works really well if you want to just write down your to-do tasks for the day. And I've been using this for at least 4 months now, and it works brilliantly to keep track of all the things you need to do in a day and how you can just cut off or strike off things that you've completed. It also gives you a very productive sort of a feel at the end of the day because you know you've done so much, you've achieved so much. And these are the last 6 days. Now, I know July has 31 days, but I'm still going to go ahead with just 30 because I think for a single day, I do not want to waste another page in my bullet journal. I can possibly use the brain dump page which I had at the beginning to write down anything that I need to do for 31st of July. So that's it for today's video. I will see you guys next time, and I upload another video on the bullet journal where I'll be doing the flip through to take you guys through my month of July, how productive the month has been, and whether I was able to achieve the goals that I have noted down. So until next time, bye bye.